Hi everyone, my name is Alice. Welcome to my channel, The Alice Edit. I do videos on fashion and beauty with a focus on mindful consumption. In today's video, I will be showcasing my entire handbag collection. And yes, this is it. I do have a collection of 5 handbags as of right now. This excludes luggage and like gigantic backpacks that I use for traveling. These are just handbags. In this video, I'll give you some information about each one of these bags. I'll go through how they ended up in my collection and why this is my collection. Okay, I'll go through these bags in order of tenure, meaning how long they've been in my collection. The first is this Coach bag. I don't know its name. I'm not sure what it is. This is actually a Coach outlet bag. If you know anything about Coach, they have their regular Coach stores. They also have the outlet stores. A lot of the times the outlet stores have their own set of manufacturing supply chain. So the handbags might be different from the actual boutique. This one, I don't know if it's from that particular supply chain or the boutique. I think it is, just because the aesthetic is a little bit different. It's shinier, it doesn't have that like vintage look, and the hardware doesn't wear as well. But this is a tiny, or I guess a smaller clutch slash handbag slash crossbody bag. It's in a navy blue with this embossed coated leather. It is genuine leather, but on the inside it is fabric. I got this in 2016 for around $70-ish with a discount, whatever promotion they were running. At the time, $70 seemed like quite a bit of money to pay for a small handbag. Of course, as you can tell, that has changed, but it has served me well. This is one of my most worn bag, probably my second most worn right after the Longchamp. This coated leather makes it almost invincible and wearable in most situations, if not all situations I can think of. This is a handbag I wear if I want to go out on a rainy day, and I don't mind rain getting on this. I've worn this kayaking, I've worn this hiking. Not appropriate places to wear leather handbags, by the way. It just so happens this was the only handbag that I have. I've worn this shopping. I've worn this at special events as a clutch, just because the look is very versatile. It's also extremely roomy for a small handbag. I can fit pretty much all of my essentials and more. That includes things like reusable grocery bags, if I have a pack of tissues, multiple hand sanitizers. And because the shape is quite malleable, especially now that I've had it for a while, it gives me even more flexibility. Even though this is an outlet piece and this was quite affordable in comparison to my other bags, I am actually very impressed with the quality. Of course, there are some major wear and tear issues with this, especially when it comes to the hardware. The closure seems to be this kind of silver metal coated in the gold foil or something like that. I don't know how it's coated, but the wear that it's wearing is very odd to me. It's not so much discoloration or oxidization like you see on cheap jewelry. This is literally the gold peeling off in some places. I also see a lot of discoloration on the hardware, especially the D-rings on the side. This is not detachable fully, by the way. It detaches on one side, but not on the other. The same thing happens on the strap. So this used to be gold, but now it's completely silver. Not a bad silver. It's not like it's gross or anything. It's just not the same color. But to be honest, that's my only complaint with this bag. I'm not too bothered by it. What's good and what impresses me is actually the details and the construction. In a lot of the hardware, you'll see tiny details like the Coach logo embossed in several places, even the tiny buttons that holds things together. Everything is finished. Edge painting is minimal. Mostly you only see it in the strap. All the other places in the actual bag, it's folded in. So basically what that means is instead of sewing two pieces of leather together like this and then edge painting the top to seal it, it actually folds in like this. This is usually considered a superior construction because it does take more work to sew it in this way. So instead of the edge painting, you get the folded leather. The fabric is very wipeable. Over the years, I have seen some glue kind of spilling out on the edges, but I was able to clean that up with just a toothbrush and some soap, and then dab it clean. Stitching is very neat. I don't see any loose threads. The leather is the most impressive. There are 0 scratch marks, discoloration on this bag, considering how much I use it in the situations I've used it in. Overall, I'm very happy with this bag. It's incredibly versatile because of all the options you could wear it. If I lose this bag, I would go out and purchase something similar. I don't think I could purchase the exact same bag because I don't think they make it anymore, but I would definitely look for something that's incredibly carefree, very versatile, multiple ways to wear it, very hard wearing, and very well constructed. The next bag in my collection is the good old Longchamp. This is the black on black Longchamp, I think from the Neo line. I bought this for, I think, under $200 in 2016 as well. So the same year I got this, later that year I got this. And I bought this as a work bag. Previous to this, my work/school bag was a open tote, which I hated. An open vegan leather tote that smelled like vegan leather and spilled everywhere when I was on the plane. And to give you a little bit of context, I do travel a lot for work, which means I need something that can get me through TSA really quickly, be under the seat on the plane in economy class, and not have to worry about things spilling. It needs to be lightweight because sometimes I'm on my feet a lot. So the Longchamp was the perfect fit. This is something that is nice quality, but low key, extremely lightweight, and very travel friendly. I'm not gonna go too much into the details of this bag because there are tons of reviews out there. Feel free to share reviews that you've seen in the comments as well. I'd be interested to know, and I'm sure other people are interested as well. But some things I do want to point out is that this nylon is very hard wearing. It does wear though. I'll insert some close-up shots on the wear and tear of this bag, especially in the back where it rubs against my clothes. I'm sure you can't see it from this distance, but I definitely see some rips and tears, but generally quite water resistant, so that's good. I've had this bag repaired twice. First time is for the corners. So the corners were starting to wear after the 1 to 2 year mark. So I brought this back and they were able to do the corners for me free of charge. And something to note is that you could only do this once through Longchamp, and after that you have to go to some other repair service. I think what they said is that after repairing it once, any repairs after that with the corners is going to compromise the integrity of the design. But I was glad I had that one service done. The second service is with the zipper. That was also done through Longchamp. So the zipper tab fell off. So this tab fell off of the actual zipper. They were also able to replace this free of charge. I think if there was something else wrong with the zipper where they had to replace the whole thing, they would have charged me. This is by far the most used bag in my collection. Like I said, this is my work bag. This is also my long day of errands bag. This is my travel somewhere bag. This is my backup bag when I'm traveling, so folded up in my suitcase in case I need to expand. This is also my beach bag. Again, not appropriate. Don't bring your leather bags to the beach, but this is just what I have. And it works well. If I lost this bag or it wears so much that it's no longer usable for a work setting, I would go out and buy the exact same one. No questions asked. I wouldn't even wait for a sale because this is so essential to my everyday use. The next bag that I have is the Chanel Reissue 2.55. I won't go into a review for this because I actually have done one, so I'll link that as well. This has been in my collection since 2018, and I'll put the price that I purchased it for. Right now, it's definitely retailing for way more. Something to point out is that I've had the chains replaced. So if you watch my review, you'll see that there was some discoloration on the ruthenium chain after a while, and that's probably my fault for wearing it while biking and then wearing it everywhere and not really thinking too much about it. But when I got this back from Chanel, so I brought this back to Chanel for repair, the chain is different. It's not the same chain, and I'll put a side-by-side comparison. And honestly, I like the old chain better because of the engraving, and the texture feels richer and heavier a little bit, versus this new chain feels a little bit lighter and almost has a slippery feel to it. It does bother me a little bit. I was charged for the repair service. But at the end of the day, my chain is no longer discolored. It was done through Chanel, so it wasn't some sort of sketchy repair service. So I think I'll just live with it. But I kind of wish that I knew that the chain was going to be different because I would have waited longer before I replaced the chain. Again, this was my dream luxury item. I have thought about this bag for a really long time and saved up for it and was 100% sure that this was the bag that I wanted, and I love it. It's very versatile. It's definitely got a lot more capacity than this little guy at the time, and I could wear it to most occasions apart from work. Or something more casual like the beach. The next bag is also something that I've done a review on, a very thorough review, so I'll link that if you're curious. This is the Lady Dior pouch in black and gold hardware, this beautiful lambskin. I've gotten quite a bit of use out of this. I love this bag. It's more versatile than I imagined. But basically, I bought this as a supplement to this guy. It's definitely more chic, in my opinion, and it's more dressy, even though you could wear it on more casual days as well. I talked a little bit about this in my other video, but I bought this because I really love the Canage pattern, and I've been toying around with the idea of getting a Lady Dior bag. Instead of buying the Lady Dior bag, I thought this would suit my life a lot better, and I'm very happy to report that I was right. I don't think I would have that much use out of the Lady Dior bag, especially given the Birkin, which I'll go through next. No updates on this bag since I did the review. I added this to my collection in 2020, so it hasn't been that long. But really no signs of wear. I still use it, albeit not as much as my other bags, but that's okay because it's meant for more formal and dressy occasions anyway. And the last but not least, and the newest member to my collection, is the Hermes Birkin 30 in gray green and Epsom leather. I bought this earlier this year. I've only had it since July, so it hasn't been that long. And actually, let me replace this with the Clochette. It was very surreal getting this bag. I did go through the boutique and had a Hermes journey, which I could maybe talk about in a future video. Very happy I got it. It's incredibly usable. I don't baby this bag very much. I do clean it, the handles especially, after a while of use. I keep it in the dust bag when I'm not using it. But this is the perfect size for every day. It's still small enough where it doesn't overwhelm my frame, but it's not too small where it becomes kind of not usable. At first, I wasn't sure whether or not I would use the top handle very much, and I wasn't sure if this was the bag for me. But after actually carrying the Longchamp with the top handle a lot, I started to crave a bag like this. And of course, Hermes does handbags really well, and this is very high quality, and I'm glad that I got this. I've been using this probably once a week ever since I got this. After I got this, I sent my Chanel for repair. So this kind of took the place of the Chanel bag and also the Longchamp for weekends. This is great for a day of shopping. It's good for staying the night because it carries quite a bit. I carry this open and it fits everything. I would bring like water bottle, sometimes a change of clothes, cosmetics. When I went shopping, if I bought something small, I would just put it in my bag. I do usually wear this bag with a tule or two just to protect the handles, especially in the summer. When I got it, I wear sunscreen on my arms, as everyone should. And I didn't want that getting onto the handles, so that's why I had a tule. And I could see the sunscreen on the tule. That's some advice to you if you have top handle bags that you want to protect. Wrapping something around it is always a good idea unless you are very diligent with cleaning this. Inside, I do use a bag insert. This one is from Mai Tai, definitely not sponsored. I ended up going with this rather than the 7RP insert bags that everyone talks about because it's much more reasonable. It's still expensive, and I'll probably put a link below if you're interested. But it's very well made, it's very lightweight, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So far, this has been the perfect bag for me. I don't feel comfortable doing a thorough review yet because I haven't had it for that long, but if you're interested, let me know and I could plan for that in the future. Okay, that wraps up this video for today. I hope you found this helpful and you enjoyed this video. If you like content like this, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions about any of these bags, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.